Hi, everybody. Sorry, I have the light here. I have both cats in here, so be prepared for that. Hello, Roberta. So I see there's a lot of people already waiting. I was going to kind of wait to do a live. I know that a couple of people after Kit Week, even though I did that recap video, a lot of people, or at least a few people, asked if I could pop on for a live so that we can actually kind of discuss kit options. And we will get to that in just a minute. Sorry for the huge mess behind me. Like I said, this was not something that was planned, but decided that I couldn't wait anymore to share some good news with you. And we will get to the kit discussion in just a few minutes. So the very exciting news that I have for everyone is that I am going to be hosting my very first event. And this will be on May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. It will be local to me for my first one. A couple of reasons for that is because this is my first event. So in order to do all of the things that I want to do, the first one will be in Albany, New York. Or just outside of Albany, New York. And when I say just outside, like 2 miles outside of Albany. So I'll have all of the details on my blog tomorrow, along with how to sign up for the event. But I want to kind of go over briefly the what, the when, the why, all of that. So like I said, it's going to be May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. It is, I don't want to say a 3-a-day event. It's more like a 2.5-day event. The price, I'm going to get it right out there, is $75 per person for all 3 days. That will include pretty much everything. Hello, Tracy. Hello, everyone. I'm seeing the comments coming through. So that will include all 3 days. So for Friday night, which is May 1st, it's going to be in the evening because I'm assuming that's going to be a travel day for a lot of people. Hi, Sarah. Roberta, I love you. So I'm assuming that's going to be a travel day for a lot of people. And sometimes you just want to, after traveling, whether you're driving or flying, or even if you're driving a half an hour, sometimes you just kind of want to relax. And let's face it, most of us have never met in person. So Friday night will be a meet and greet. We're going to have dinner together. We're just going to chat together. We're kind of going to go over what we're going to be doing that weekend. And that's pretty much it for Friday night. Tracy, it's going to be in Albany, New York. And all the like real detail will be on my blog tomorrow. I just didn't want to wait anymore. I've been working on this for a long time and I've been dying to tell you. So Saturday will be basically crop day, where we just sit down and we craft together, we chat together, we do all this fun stuff, you know, we craft. Typical crop stuff. Sunday will be our creation stations, which thank you to Renee for coming up with that name. So basically what it is, it's very similar to kind of like make and takes. So around the room, there's going to be stations set up. There'll be a total of 10 different stations. Of course, the tables will still be in the middle if you just want to sit down and craft on your own. But this will be a way for you guys to kind of play around with other things that you don't have in your stash. And, you know, there'll be a sample card there. There'll be sample products there. And you can just kind of sit down and play with things that you may not have or may want to get in the future, whatever it may be. We should. All of those who are able to come and anybody who wants to be in a live will probably pop on just to say hello to everyone and maybe craft with you guys a little bit as well. So that will be Sunday. Yes, you can still craft on your own, or you can kind of use everything else. There's also going to be an auction, and it's not an auction with real money. So you don't need your real money for this. Basically, we're going to have different games and all of that kind of stuff throughout the weekend where you can earn money, fake money. We're also going to take card donations. So there's going to be different organizations set up. I'm not 100% sure what those organizations will be. But if you want to bring cards or even make cards while you're there to donate to these different organizations, you'll get money for each card you donate. And at the end of the day, Sunday, we're going to have an auction of a lot of really good stuff that you're going to basically bid on with this fake money that you've earned all weekend long. So I thought that that was a little bit more fun than just rather, randomly picking a name and then you winning something that maybe you're not really all that interested in. So, I hope you guys can, I'm trying to adjust this a little bit because it seems a little off to me. So that's basically a quick look at what the weekend will be. So what is included in that price? First of all, I want to say that this is not like a, I want to make money off of you thing, because you know how I am about that. This is basically what I did was I created a budget for myself. I already have the venue rented out. I know what food we're gonna have. I know what supplies I need to purchase. And I estimated based on, and in case you didn't notice, I had different polls going on over on Instagram and on Facebook and here on YouTube just to kind of get an idea of how many people would potentially come based on location. So that's where I got the number in my head of roughly how many people I think will be able to come. And I basically divided and just did an even number. This is how much it would each cost us. So it's basically costing me $75 too, for the 3 days. Now, if I get a whole lot more people than what I anticipated, obviously I'll have money left over. That money will go to more prizes, more goodies that you'll be taking home with you. So it's not going to be, anything that's not going to be recycled right back into the event. So just wanted to put that out there. But what is included in that price? So obviously we have the room, we have the time together, food, drinks. So we're going to be having dinner on Friday. We'll have breakfast, lunch on Saturday and Sunday. Obviously I talked about the prizes. As far as the crafting part of it, because I know, when you're traveling, and I know most people will probably be driving, which makes it easier to bring a whole bunch of stuff with you. But if you're flying, you're kind of limited as far as what you can bring and what you feel comfortable bringing. So yep, $75 for all 3 days. So I'm going to supply the cardstock because cardstock is heavy. And it's not fun to be lugging around either in and out of your car a million times or around an airport. So I'm going to get the cardstock. If you want pattern paper, that's not something I'm going to have because you guys know me, I don't have any. But I'll have the basics. So I'll have the Neenah Solar White. I'll have card bases. I will have black cardstock. I will have craft cardstock, but I'll have the basics. I'm not going to have every color of the rainbow, but I will have the basics for you. Also adhesives. I'm not going to, like I said, get every single adhesive out there, but I'll have on every table, there'll be some wet glue. There's going to be some foam tape on there for you in case you forget it or in case you just don't want to bring it. We'll have a die cutting station set up. So I may be able to have 3 die cut machines to share. Right now I have 2, but I may be able to somehow find another one to borrow or something, so that, we're not standing in line to die cut something. There will be a section for basically a station, I guess you could say, for things that maybe you forgot, or just want to use. Basically, it's my craft room. I'll be bringing my craft room over to that venue, pretty much everything that's in it. So it's going to take me a little bit of time to set up, but that way, if I have a stamp set that you want to use it. If I have a die set you want to use it. If I have Nuvo drops that you want to use them. It's just, we're going to be sharing. So there'll be a station set up with basically everything that I have so that you can borrow if you want to. Oh, Renee, your comment just disappeared on me, so I don't know what it said. And I think that other comment just disappeared too, but I saw, do you need any help? And I'm assuming that would probably be Jen. And if it is, yes. As it gets closer, yes. So what I figure, I can ship things to you, let's say. I want to bring it on a plane. Yeah, Renee, you're really not going to need much because I pretty much have everything, and I can, like I said, we can share, and you can share amongst the people that you're with. Hotel information will all be on my blog. We do have a few hotels around here for those of you who need it, and they range from really close by, like walking distance, but very expensive, to a little bit further away, but cheap. So it's all what you feel comfortable with. I do definitely recommend buddying up with somebody to share a room, either 1 or 2 or 3 people, in case you want, to save some money. It's Amanda, is Albany Airport, Albany International Airport. And so the venue is, you guys aren't ever going to hear of it, but it's Horizon Ridge and Clubhouse. So it's basically, it's an apartment complex. It's my apartment complex. And they rent out a clubhouse. So I went to take a look at it a week or so ago, and it's got a nice, it's a nice size. I mean, I couldn't fit 100 people, let's be honest, but it would be very comfortable with 30 or 40 people. It's got even a little kitchen set up, so that you can bring your own food if you don't want to eat what we have, but refrigerators, all of that. Roberta, I'm gonna have to check on that because there might be a separate entrance in the back that I have not been back there. The one I went in was the main entrance, and there were like 5 or 6 stairs. But I have to go, I'll go there tomorrow and see if they have a ramp in the back, which they very well might. I'll have to double check on that for you. And you know what? As soon as I left there, I did think about you to check on that. So I'm writing it down to check on tomorrow. So the blog post, if you are interested, it's about, okay, I'm sorry, I'm kind of bouncing around. The airport is probably about, 15 minutes or so with no traffic, 20 minutes with typical traffic. It's highway, it's all highway. But yeah, we can definitely arrange to have people picked up. There is Uber and Lyft in this area, so if that's something you'd rather do, there is definitely Uber and Lyft. Like I said, all of this information will be on my blog tomorrow at noon. So because this is not a business transaction, I'm not a business looking to make money or a profit here. It's just going to be PayPaling money to basically pay your portion of the event. So like I said, all the real nitty gritty details will be on my blog tomorrow at noon, and how to sign up and things like that. So there will be a deadline, unfortunately, just so that I can make sure that I have enough of everything and I can really start planning. But you guys have until April 1st to sign up. That will be the deadline to sign up for the event. And if we need to extend it for, an unusual circumstance, just let me know. I'm very flexible with things like this because it's not like a business thing. Yeah, so that was the information I was so excited about sharing. Yes, we will definitely post lots and lots of pictures. I'm very, very excited. And I have to say that I've never been to just a regular crop. I've been to actually, I really only been to one event, I think. And that was a class at Neat and Tangled in Delaware. Oh, yes, Marie. This is New York. We got Dunkin' Donuts on every corner. Yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to make it so that, because I know that there's not really anybody that lives close to me. I think there's probably 2 or 3 people that live driving distance where they can commute back and forth every single day if they wanted. So we have to make it inexpensive, and I have been doing research. I have been going online trying to find the best prices on things and everything to make it as inexpensive for everybody as I possibly can, me included. Me included. I don't want to spend a ton either, but this is just something I've always wanted to do. I wanted to do it last year, and the cost was just out of this world. It was just way, way too much for me and everybody else. So I nixed that last year, but this year we are doing it. Yes, there's a Starbucks right down the road, probably a half a mile. And then there's a Dunkin' Donuts about a mile, a little bit past Starbucks. So, and yes, there's a pastry shop. And it's literally, because it's kind of like on top of a hill. As you go down the hill, you can see the city of Albany, like the capital. So we're real close to Albany. So that was my big news. Max number for the venue, max would be 40. I think I could probably take more, but I think comfortably, you're probably looking at 40. Oh, sounds good, Amanda. Oh, yes, we'll have, I already have all that planned out. My dream job would be to be an event planner. So I am very detail oriented, important detail oriented. Like, I literally have menus all mapped out of exactly what we're going to have, where it's going to be from, how much it costs, all of that. So I got it covered. We'll have pastries, we'll have coffee, we'll have all of that. Sodas, waters, anything that you want will be there. So I'm very, very excited. I can't wait to meet every single one of you that are able to come. And for those of you who are too far away or not able to make the trip, I promise you this will not be the only one. And I will eventually be able to meet all of you. Yeah, I don't think snacking is going to be huge, but it'll be there if you want it. But yeah, we'll have dinner. Oh, I know, Maria. I can't wait to give everybody a hug. And actually put a face to the names and to the cards. And I know I see you guys in pictures, and I know I see you guys in some live videos, but it's not the same. So I'm so excited for this. I'm hoping, I already have spoken to a couple of people that said that they were coming, and a couple that you may already know. I don't want to say anything until I'm 100% sure. But very, very excited. Yes, Southwest flies into Albany. Yes, Renee, yes, we can go live on one of those days, and we'll just kind of go into a corner of a room, whoever's comfortable being on the live. I'll kind of drag you away a little bit, and we'll go live so that we can chat with all of you guys, and you can kind of take a look at what we're doing, and hopefully I'll kind of make my way around and do more of these. We got people just signing on. So quick recap, and all of the information will be on my blog tomorrow at noon. So I should have linked my blog in the description, but I didn't. But it is in the about section of my YouTube channel. So make sure you check my blog tomorrow at noon for all the real, every single detail will be on there. Or at least every detail that I know. But quick rundown for those of you who are just signing on. We're having an event May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in Albany, New York. Friday night will be a meet and greet. Saturday will be a crop where we just craft. Sunday will be creation stations as well as an auction with fake money that you can earn. No real money required. We're going to have food, drinks, prizes. The stuff that I will provide is the cardstock, adhesives, die cutting, and anything else that you want to borrow. My craft room will basically be set up down there for you. So you can borrow anything you want. And we are looking for card donations, and you can win some prizes by donating cards to organizations that we'll have set up there. And that's the only thing I'm not 100% sure of is the organizations that we're going to have. So that, unfortunately, I won't know right away. But the cost is $75 for all 3 days. So that's a quick rundown of what's been going on. And Kiana, I'm so excited. And, you know, when I was trying to choose a date, I'm like, okay, it's got to be April or May. But wait, Kiana said it still snows in April. So let's do May. Yes, so anybody who's chatting in here who wants to travel and doesn't want to travel alone, find somebody that's close by or somewhat close by, travel together, room together, anything that you can do to kind of save some money and also have a little bit of company on your trip. So May is good. Yes, Kiana is in Watertown. Christine, I wasn't aware. I should have known. She's in Vermont, so I should have known that it still snows there too. We've been having a very mild winter, knock on wood. We've had snow here and there, but we really only had one major storm, and it was right at the beginning of the season. And since then, it's been like 40s every day. And for upstate New York, that's pretty good. For those of you who are traveling, the weather in May is all over the place. So what I would suggest is that you check the weather forecast before you pack your clothes, because May can either be downpour rain and 50, or it can be sunny and 80. So we just don't know. It can be anything. We prepare for anything, in especially the beginning of May. Usually by the end of May, we're safe, but beginning of May, it can be all over. So definitely check the weather before you pack your clothes, because we don't know. No, it really hasn't. We've really been lucky. Really been lucky. But it's only the beginning of February. It can turn around real quick. Don't change the dates. Oh, that's perfect way to celebrate your birthday. Oh, yes. Amanda, please bring it. All right. So does anybody, like I said, real nitty-gritty details will be on my blog tomorrow, but does anybody have any questions before we kind of switch topics about the event anyway? I don't see any comments coming through, but mine are delayed, so maybe it's just I haven't seen them yet. So like I said in the beginning, Kit Week is over, and I had a ton of fun. It was a lot of work. I'm telling you, a lot of work. But it was fun working with different kits. But a couple of people asked me to, I will post some Airbnbs. Renee, there's not a whole lot around here as far as Airbnb unless you stay in Albany. If you don't mind traveling, I can't even say traveling because it's like a 15-minute drive. If you don't mind driving the 15 minutes or Ubering the 15 minutes, or maybe even somebody that you stay with will have a car, so you wouldn't have to worry about it. I will post Airbnbs. So a couple of people had asked me to pop on a live and discuss the kit week. I kind of sort of gave you my opinions on each and every kit. And keep in mind, they're my opinion. It may not be the same for everyone. Thank you so much, Terry. But I know that there were some questions as far as, I don't know what the questions were, to be honest, what was in the kit, or thanks, Diane, what I thought of the kits. The number one question that I get from people is, what kit would you recommend for me? And honestly, I just can't answer that for each person, because each person's style is different. Each person, what they have in their stash. Okay, Yvette, thank you. Our card theme this month for our Facebook group, you mean? I meant the comment disappeared. Kiana, are you I don't know whether you're talking about the Facebook group. Which one do you think was worth the money and which one wasn't worth the money? Oh gosh, they're coming in so quick. Okay. Which one do I think was worth the money? I think they're all worth the money. I think that you are getting more than what you're paying for. And let me put it to you that way. I think the best savings, and I think the best savings is probably Simon Says stamp, but that's not going to be the same for every month. So that's the only thing you have to keep in mind with Simon Says stamp, is that their kit is going to be different every single month. You're going to get something you're going to get that 6x8 stamp set no matter what. And I don't even know how much 6x8 stamp sets are now. What, $22, $23? And the kit's $29. So it pretty much pays for itself just with the stamp. Sometimes you get a die. Sometimes you always get cardstock. You almost always get envelopes. Scrapping for Less is another one that pays for itself pretty quickly, because you get 4 smaller stamp sets, but still like a smaller stamp set, you know, not the real minis, but the ones that are like probably like $6 or $7. You're getting 4 of them right off the bat, not even including everything else that you're getting. So those are the ones I have the most experience with. Pink and Main, definitely. Brutus Monroe, definitely. Yes. So Valerie, they have their monthly card kit, which is a subscription. That's the one that's $29.99. And then they have, for different things like Valentine's Day, Christmas, Halloween, they'll have a specialty kit that is completely separate. So if you're a subscriber, you don't get that kit automatically. You have to make a one-off purchase for that. I have to say that I love Tonic. I'm a Nuvo freak. I love Nuvo. I love everything Nuvo. I have to say, the crystal glaze I'm not wild about. I prefer my glossy accents, but I don't hate it. But everything else Nuvo, I love. So Tonic, I think if you take into consideration how many dies you get, just dies and stamps, it is the more pricey kit. It is definitely, I think it was the most expensive kit that we worked with. But to me, yes, it was worth it. Spellbinders is completely different from Tonic. Spellbinders has a lot of stuff in there, and you need nothing. Spellbinders is the perfect kit to take along with you to a crop, because you need nothing else. It comes with the adhesive and everything. It comes with everything. So yeah, Spellbinders is a great one. It does depend on your style. If you love embellishments and ephemera and pattern paper, Spellbinders is it. If you are not wild about the pattern paper, or if you love it but struggle with it like me, Tonic. So if it's between those two, they're really completely different kits. Pink and Main is an awesome kit. I love the Pink and Main kit. Their papers are so thick. Their pattern paper is like cardstock. where the Spellbinders kit, their papers are very thin, which is why I didn't use my alcohol markers on it. I use the pencils because it is very, very thin. It's hard when they want 3 months, when you have to commit for 3 months, because you may get the kit and be like, oh, this is not what I expected. But I definitely encourage you to keep an eye out on their social media, no matter what kit you're looking at. Scrapping for Less, I know they have a blog hop the last Saturday of every single month, and you get to see exactly what comes in that kit, along with tons and tons and tons of inspiration from their design team. So you know exactly what you're going to get. I found that the Pink and Main and the Brutus Monroe were the most similar to one another. The Pink and Main, you got the Stamp the Die and the stencil, which to me is the most important thing, because I'm stamps. That's what I love the most. And the Brutus Monroe was stamps. You got the embossing folder, no dies or no. I don't think we got stencils. Well, I used it as a stencil because I don't know what it was, but lots of fun different things in Brutus Monroe. Pink and Main is going to be a little bit more predictable, and everything is going to match. Everything is going to match perfectly. Yeah, Pink and Main, and Michelle, the owner of Pink and Main, is probably one of the sweetest people in the world. Very rarely do you get to interact with the owners of some of these companies, but I mean, I don't have a bad thing to say about any of them. They've all been super, super nice. But Michelle is just, she's very, very, very sweet. And she puts together a very, really good kit. And I think that the Pink and Main would be pretty much for everybody. I think that the Pink and Main has something for everyone, where some of the others are maybe more geared towards a certain style, a certain skill level. I know that I had a comment, I believe it was the Tonic kit that I had the comment that somebody said they felt like it was more of the experienced card maker. And I didn't feel that way so much with the Tonic kit. I felt that way more. Oh my gosh, there was a kit that I felt like that about. The Hero Arts. Hero Arts, I feel like, because there's a huge focus, pretty much the only focus on a Hero Arts kit is the stamps and dies. You do get a few other things in there, but it's primarily the stamps and dies, so that you need to pull out techniques. You need to pull out other products. So I feel like that out of all of them, I would say that the Hero Arts kit would require the most experience. If you can be an experienced card maker, but I guess it would mainly be because you need other products in order to complete your cards, where a lot of the other kits, you really don't need to pull in much. And I did try to stick to that as much as possible. Usually when I work with kits, I'm pulling stuff out from my stash anywhere I want to. But for Kit Week, I did pull some things in because I had to, but I pretty much tried my hardest to stick to what came in that kit. So that was a little bit of a struggle, but, you know, just to show you that you really don't need much. And I really didn't pull in much from Hero Arts, but this kit was a little bit different than others. Scene building, Roberta, you know me in scene building. Yeah, some Hero Arts is a hard one because you need some time to make those cards. You're not going to sit down and make a quick card with a Hero Arts kit. You might. I mean, I can't. I very rarely make quick cards anyway. And I think that's why Kit Week was such a struggle, because I did make quick cards. I made 35 quick cards. I'm not a pro. Roberta, I'm not a pro. I just love scene building. It's what I love. Bye, Terry. So yeah, you just got to find what you love, find what your style is. And what, like I said in the recap video, if you guys watched it, sometimes it takes an outsider to tell you what your strengths are and who you truly are, what your style is. And it took me a long time to figure out what part of card making I really loved, because as I love all of it, most of it, not all of it, some of it, most of it, I love most of it, but what do I love the most? What is the number one thing that when I sit down and make a card, what is the first thing that I pull out? You guys know what the first thing I pull out is, but what is your joy? And sometimes if you don't know and you don't realize what you gravitate to, take a look at your cards. Take a big stack of them and look through and pick out your 5 favorites. And what do they all have in common? If you don't have a stack of cards, look on your Instagram, look on your Facebook, look on your Pinterest. What are your top 5 cards and why are they all similar? And that's going to be your style. And sometimes it just takes that to finally realize this is what I'm good at. This is what I enjoy doing the most. And this is what I'm sticking with. And once you find that, you'll be able to decide which kit is right for you, number 1. And number 2, you're going to save a ton of money because you're not going to buy all the stuff that isn't you and that isn't your style. Trust me. It took me many years, many years to find that out, but it will save you in the long run, and you'll be a lot more creative and you'll be a lot more productive and you won't get frustrated. Maybe it's just me, but if you guys are anything like me, there was times that I had so much stuff surrounding me that I would sit down to make a card and leave the craft room because I got frustrated. There's too much. I don't know what to do with this stamp set. Do I want to use this? Do I want to use what I love the most, which is my Copics? Or do I want to pull out something because I have it and I spent money on it? So, I don't know. Once I purged all the stuff that wasn't me, and I feel a lot more productive now. And Amanda needs all of the things because she puts all of the things into her cards. She creates these masterpieces that would take me approximately 3.5 weeks to complete. But she makes it look so easy. And if you guys don't know who Amanda is, check out her channel, check out her Instagram, Pear Blossom Press. She makes the most amazing interactive cards ever. Oh, I know. I mean, that's just some of the things you come up with, Amanda. It's just like genius. I can't. I can't. That's where I get frustrated with myself, is when I try to but I guess I try to be like someone else in their card making or in my card making. I see something I love and oh my gosh, how did she do that? That's amazing. I want to do that. I'm going to make something similar. And then I can't, or it just doesn't look right. So it's okay. It's all right to not have it look the same, even if you want to. Even if you watch Renee make something, and I'm using you because you're the last comment that popped up, and you say that Renee made this amazing card, I'm going to recreate it. And you have the same stamp set. You use the same Copic markers. You use the same inks in the background. You use every single thing that she used the same. I would expect it to look different, even if you did everything the exact same way, because it's your card. And I guarantee that if Renee made that same card twice, it would look different. I'm not a fast card maker either. I make the videos look like I created a scene in 15 minutes, but I didn't. I usually take on an in-depth scene. It can take me anywhere from an hour and a half to 3. Hi, Lori. So I take my time with my cards, especially my scene building cards. I do like clean and simple cards too. Jen from Scrappy Anna Creations is the master at clean and simple. And she has her placement just so perfect every single time. And clean and simple doesn't mean simple. It means it's very clean, and she makes it look easy. And I try clean and simple, and sometimes I succeed, but nothing like Jen. Thank you so much, Lori. So I have a whole lot of videos coming up this month and next month. For our Facebook group, we have a hop coming up on the 12th, and it is our first hop as a group, and it is the friendship hop, and there is going to be a mix of YouTube videos, blog posts, and we're going to have a little slideshow for those of the participants that don't have a blog or YouTube channel yet. Yes, collaboration with Renee and Amanda on the 20th. And then right after the friendship hop, we are going to be working on the next hop, which is going to be a little bit different. Renee from Delaney Jane Cards has been my angel, especially the last few weeks. Oh, Maria, I don't know offhand. I want to say, did we say noon? I know it's in the thing. I don't even remember, because I can't film my video until I have everybody's photo. So on the 8th, when our links are due, that's when I can film my video. And you can do it. And it's okay if it's not complete. It's just what you can get done in 10 minutes. Yes, I'm going to be doing Instagram hops. I'm going to be doing all different kinds of hops. There was a comment that just, whatever the last comment was, I need that comment back. It disappeared on me. But there's going to be all different hops so that we can include everybody. So we don't need, not everybody has a blog. Not everybody has a YouTube. Not everybody has all of that. So we're going to be doing all kinds of things this year. And they are going to be a little bit different each time. So not everybody who participates in one is going to participate in the other. So if you're looking to join any of that, go ahead and join that group. And even if you don't, even if you just want to be a part of it, come join us, because we do have challenges over there just amongst ourselves, and they're fun. And what Anne is referring to is we have a 10-minute challenge up right now, and you have to time yourself and make as much of a card as you possibly can in 10 minutes. You do not have to finish it. Just post whatever you got done in 10 minutes. You can do a little bit of prep work as far as cutting down your cardstock and your panels and things like that, getting all of your supplies ready, but no pre-coloring, nothing. I would highly recommend leaving out coloring on these cards. We'll have a winner at the end. I think it's the 25th, I want to say, is the deadline for that one. So if you haven't joined that group and you want to be a part of it, join that group, create your card in 10 minutes, post it to the album, and a winner is going to be chosen. And there is a nice little goodie bag full of stuff. Brand new. It's nothing from my stash or anything. So that will be sent to the winner. Kiana was the winner of last month, which was recreating an old card of yours, like an old card. And she won a gift card to Simon Says Stamp. Renee, it's over on Facebook, and there will be send me a friend request, and I'll send you an invite. It's easier that way. So it's lots of fun. Hopefully we'll get a little bit, we have, I don't know how many people we have in there. I think we have about 130 or 140 people. So it is a lot of fun. And we can kind of ask each other, if we're struggling with something, we can ask people's advice or opinions. People go live in there to share what they've learned, or just share some of their knowledge. So it's a really good group to be in. There's no, it's not just, oh, I want to share my card. Here's my card, which is great. I'm not deterring you from doing that. But there's a bazillion other Facebook groups that do that. So this is just a little bit different. This is mainly more community based, I guess you could say. I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, you can do as many cards as you want, but there will only be one entry for every single person when we do the giveaway part of it, just to keep it fair. And for those of you who are part of the group, that will be a little hint as to what the next hop will be around. So stay tuned. So does anybody else have any questions about the event, the Facebook group, the kit week, or anything else that's on your mind at all? I know that we said we were going to go, I said I'm going to go live once a month, and I think this is the second time in a week. So you never know when I decide to pop on. Oh, the wrong type of paper. I think we've all done that. How many people have grabbed regular white cardstock and thought it was Bristol Smooth and got so frustrated when your watercolors wouldn't blend? Maria, you're looking to de-stash. I'm also thinking about doing a trade thing at the event where you can bring some of the stamps that you no longer use and maybe trade with somebody and get something new to you anyway. But more to come on that, because I'm not 100% sure, because that might require, a lot of room. My wire one behind me. Oh, that one. Like, how can you see that? Because I have one of those spinning racks in the corner, and I'm like, how are you seeing that? This thing back here, I got it on Amazon. And the reason why I use it to display my cards is because that's where my desk used to be. And right above me, I have the same exact wire rack. And I have little baskets on them. And I'm going to try to take one down and show you if things don't fall down at the same time. But I have these that hook onto the back of it, and I can put my stuff in it. And they come in all different sizes. You can find them right on Amazon. So my desk used to be over there. And so I had all of these little racks, and all of it was right above me, like I like it. And then I got a new desk, and I moved my desk, and I couldn't get that thing down because there's hooks that I can't show you, but it's a little hook with nails that you hammer into the wall, and I didn't know how to take them down with being able to still use the hooks. So I decided to keep that over there, display my cards, and then just buy another rack. So I have another rack, same exact thing, but that one has the shelves. So yes, I like it, but I need more clips because I have a lot more cards that I want to put up there, but I got to order more of the little clips to hold them up there. I should use paper clips, but I don't even think I have any of those. So I'm sorry if I missed anybody's comment or question. If I did and I didn't answer them, copy and paste it. It's just because they quickly disappear on my end. I don't have any fancy setup where I'm looking at comments on another screen, which I should and I am working on so that we can do live craft with me's. It is flat. The rack itself is completely flat. And you can purchase baskets like this that hook onto it to put stuff on. But the wire thing, just the wire rack, is completely flat. Yes, send me a friend request on Facebook. Anybody who wants to join the group, send me a request on Facebook, a friend request, and I'll send you an invite to the group. That's probably the easiest way to do it. So, like I said, comments disappear quickly. I am working on getting something set up where I can do live crafting things. My plan, I have a couple of ideas in my head for different types of videos, and I get a ton of questions on scene building because that's what I do. That's what I love. And how people are a little intimidated by it. So I'm thinking about getting or using a stamp set, probably maybe that I already have. I just got to go through them, and building 3 different scenes. Oh, thanks, Lori. Yes, Heidi, New Hampshire is close to New York. um, so I'm thinking about doing 3 separate videos, and maybe they'll be lives. It depends on what you guys want. But building 3 separate scenes. So building a beginner scene building, like meaning keeping it very simple, and we're going to build a scene with that stamp set, and then the next day we're going to use the same stamp set and we're going to add a little bit more detail to that scene. And then the third day we are going to build a huge elaborate scene with that same stamp set. So if that's something you guys are interested in, let me know. And then maybe we'll try to find a stamp set that you guys either have or have something similar of. Does not have to be the same. So if I'm using a stamp set with, like, take for example the cupcake one with candy. If you don't have those honeybee stamp sets, but you have another stamp set that has candy in it, guess what? You can use that. It's fine. No, the 10-minute challenge is part of the same HOP group. Yes to scene building, Beth says. All right, so lots of comments just came through, and I missed most of them. Yes, I don't have any of the Distress Oxide sprays, but they are on my wish list. But I just haven't gotten them. But yeah, ink blending with brushes, I can, Pink and Main just had a new brush that came out that I'm interested in trying. So, we'll see. All right, so if I missed, there's comments really coming through like crazy, so I'm sorry if I missed anybody's. But yeah, so that was just one of the things. Throughout the day, and even sometimes in the middle of the night, an idea will pop in my head of something I want to do. Not necessarily a card, but something I want to do on on this YouTube channel. Oh, thanks so much, Jen. So because I like the interactive piece. I'll be honest, I don't know what Jennifer McGuire uses. I know that sounds bad, but I don't watch enough YouTube. I don't watch as much YouTube as I should. Let me say it to you that way. You have 6 what, Heidi? Oh, okay. I haven't watched her videos recently, so I wasn't sure which ones, but I know that Pink and Main did come out with one that's like ergonomic. So if you have issues with your hands, whether it be arthritis or anything like that, these are supposed to be a little bit easier to use. I have something similar, but it is a makeup brush, but it does work beautifully. So if it works anything like the makeup, or yeah, I think it's a makeup brush that I have, it's going to be really good. Okay. Yes, they are $10 each. I did see that too. But they're supposed to be pretty big. So I think that you could probably use the same one over and over and over for one project. All right, so as usual, I missed those comments. But what I was saying about the ideas for YouTube. So I enjoy doing the regular tutorials with a voiceover. I do enjoy it, don't get me wrong. But I really like interacting with you guys in somehow, some way. Comments are nice, but I like the interaction more. So if you guys are interested in doing live, crafty lives, like where we're crafting together, we can do that. And like I said, I can show you 2 weeks ahead of time, on this day, this is what I'm going to be using and this is what we're going to do. So go through your stash, see if you have something similar, does not have to be the same, and we can craft together. So if that's something you guys want, I can start working that into my schedule. Oh, I didn't know Altenew had one. I didn't even know iCrafter had one. Oh my gosh, Amanda, I'm going to have to check that out too. I'm writing it down. I do a lot of ink blending. So I always say that, you know, you don't need a lot of all different kinds of things. For ink blending, I do a lot of ink blending. I don't either. So it's nice to be able to at least virtually craft together. So I am working on a setup. I got a bigger desk now. My older desk, I would not have been able to do that. Jess Francisco is amazing. I love her lives. She's such a sweet person. So I have a bigger desk now, and I have the equipment to do the setup where we can do the live and I can chat with you at the same time. So maybe we'll schedule that sometime. Well, I want to give you guys like a 2-week notice so you guys know exactly what products I'm going to be using. And I actually have to plan out my card, which is not something I typically do, only in my mind. So I will go through my stash, figure out what we can use. I'll try to, I don't know. You tell me, would you guys want to, Heidi, you're such a sweetheart. Would you guys prefer to use something newer or something older? You guys tell me, because I got a lot of stamps back there that are probably 7 or 8 years old, right up to the ones that have just been released last week. So you tell me. Zoom would be fun. The only problem with Zoom is that you can't see full screen. So depending on what you're watching on, or recording on or filming on, you may not be able to see it that well. But Kiana is really good with Zoom. I only have the basic free account, so I'm limited as far as what I can do. But I know Kiana is like an expert with Zoom. So I've been chatting with her a little bit here and there anyway. So we were kind of working something out. Secrets out. So we'll get together and kind of schedule something for a Zoom event. And that will probably be coloring. Maybe not so much scene building, because I'll be honest with you guys, you're not going to want to be on live with me for 2 hours. Unless maybe you will. I don't know. I don't know whether you guys would like watch a live for 2 hours while I build a scene. Yes. So what I was going to do for the coloring thing, yes, use what you have. Well, for the coloring thing, I'm thinking about picking a flower. Because the reason why I'm picking a flower is, number one, I love to color flowers. I love it. And I'm sure you all have a flower in your stash that will be somewhat similar. You know, as long as we're not picking, you know, like some of those crazy looking flowers. A flower is pretty much a flower. So we can color a flower together, because I think that would be the most easiest to kind of compare as far as stamps go. I love flowers, and I don't do them a lot as much as I would like on my channel, because I feel like you guys are not going to want to see me color this flower and tomorrow color that flower and the next day color another flower, because it is a flower and a flower is a flower. But to me, I have to have all of the flowers. All right, so we'll work on that. Kiana, we'll be messaging each other and we'll try to figure something out. I'll go through and see what flower would probably be most generic, I guess I could say, where it's just kind of like a simple shape, nothing too detailed, and we'll color together. And you don't have to have Copics either. So what we'll do is, once we announce what, yes, Maria, that one was fun to color. Mary, Mary Polanco has that stamp set, and she stamped it out a couple of times for me because she knew I would love to color it, and I did. I love to color it. So what we'll do is, yes, we can certainly do pencils. Keep in mind, I'm not an expert with pencils. So I don't know how much you'll learn from me, but I can try. I will definitely give it a try. First one up will definitely be alcohol markers because that is the thing that I'm most comfortable with, but you do not have to have Copics. I will show you the colors that I'm going to use for Copics. And if you are using a different marker, a different brand of marker, you'll have plenty of time to reach out to me. I'm crooked here. Either Messenger, Instagram, email, something. Reach out to me, swatch them out real quick for me, and I'll usually could be able to tell to see if they'll match up a little bit. Yep, use whatever you have. The main thing to think about with coloring, if you kind of have the feel of the markers already, because sometimes any of you who have been coloring at least a little bit know that it takes a little bit of time just to kind of get the feel of the marker. You're not going to sit down, unless you're a true artist at heart, you're not going to sit down with Copic markers for the first time and create a masterpiece. You're just not. Holding them, getting the feel of how the ink flows, the nibs, all of that is something that comes with time. But if you have been coloring for a little while, and I've said this before, and you're just not getting the results that you're looking for, try that scary dark color. I know it's scary, and that's why I call it the scary dark color. But if you've already used the scary dark color, now try a scary light color, and then something in between. If you guys want me to use the Artezas, who has Arteza Everblend markers? Who would say, okay, who prefers to use the Arteza Everblend markers over Copics? I should say it that way. And maybe I should create a poll because I know that comments are going to be delayed and then they're going to all come through at once. So that was me, not me. I'd rather Copics. Okay. All right. So it looks like we have a mix. Perfect. So I can use either one. You guys tell me. I can. Okay. But love my Copics too. Okay. Spectrum Noirs. I do not have Spectrum Noirs, but like I said, you can use anything you'd like. Valerie, that can happen. It just means that, well, I can say what I think it means, and then you can get the Google results. Google results will tell you that there's too much pressure inside the barrel. So inside here, there's too much pressure. So I've heard mixed things. Remove both caps, and it should even it out, which in my opinion, it works. But I think it only happens when they're really overfilled. So if it's a brand new marker or you just recently refilled it, you're more likely to have it ooze out or blob. I usually refer to it as the blob. And it's always the reds, isn't it? Because that's the most impossible to get out. All right, so I think we have a mix. And I mean, I'm going to do more than one. So maybe I will do the Copics, and I'll also do one with the Everblends, which, yeah, it works for me too, Christine. Heidi, that's, yes, exactly what I mean. It takes a very long time to get the feel of it. I know Pam, if you guys have seen Pam Johnson's comments before, I don't think she's on today, but I just adore her. She always makes a comment how I get into the little itty bitty spaces with my marker. And that just comes with practice. When I say that you are barely touching the paper, you're barely touching the paper. And sometimes when I'm doing my flicking with barely touching the paper, sometimes I'm missing the paper completely because I'm going in with such a light hand. So remember to keep that marker straight up and down, and you should be able to get into those little areas and not be so heavy-handed. It takes a long time to get the feel of Copics, especially because of that brush nib. But you'll get it. It takes time. Heidi, and I believe that you sent me a picture of something that you colored with alcohol markers, and it was very good. So don't be too hard on yourself. I tried my hardest to find the very first card that I did with Copic markers. Once I finally had enough to actually create a card, and I can't find it anywhere. I know I couldn't possibly have thrown it away because I like to look at older cards. And when I did it, I'm telling you, I was snapping pictures of this. I was sending it to everybody I knew. Look at what I just created. This is the most beautiful thing in the world. And now looking at it, it looks like I just colored it with one solid color. That's a good idea, Roberta. That's a really good idea. You do what you got to do. Like I said, everybody is different. And everybody has different preferences as far as the marker, the paper, stamps, everything is going to be completely different from one person to the another. So don't compare yourself to somebody else, because like I said, I'm going to do this coloring. I don't want to call it a tutorial, coloring live with you guys. And I guarantee you, for those of you who use the same exact colors as me, and maybe even the same stamp set as me, yours is going to look different. And it should. It should look different. That's a really good idea, Roberta. And like I said, practice, practice, practice. Unless you're born with some sort of artistic talent, it just takes practice. Because trust me, I was not born with it. I wish I would have gotten that gene, but I didn't. And it takes a long time to build that collection. A long, long time to build that collection. Work with what you got. Get the practice. It doesn't matter. Like I said, I started with 3 blues and everything I colored was blue. But I was just getting the feel of the markers and getting practicing done. Okay, I'll head over to Instagram after this and check it out. So I know that we've been on here for over an hour now. So many of you probably are bored to death. But does anybody have any last minute questions about anything? Event, kit week, coloring, anything, or any suggestions that something you'd like to see in the future on the channel, so that we can kind of continue to interact with one another a little bit more? Oh my gosh, Lori, I wish I could do that. Oh, Corin is going live. Okay, guys. All right, so I am going to sign off for the night. If you want to join that Facebook group, go ahead and send me a friend request, or if we're already friends, just send me a message and I will send you an invite. Beth, it's going to be probably at least 2 weeks, because I want to go through and see what I'm going to be using and let you guys know, so that you can find something in your stash that's similar. And we can hopefully color something very similar together. I know, Valerie, right? It's been over an hour. It's been 68 minutes already. It flies by. All right. Love you guys too. Oh, Simon went live too. All right. All right, guys. Have a good night. Bye.